It began with little shifts that I almost overlooked. She laughed at her phone more often, typed quickly with a smile she didn't share with me, and lingered longer at work with vague explanations. At first, I wanted to trust her, to believe it was just my imagination, but the unease in my chest kept growing. My gut told me something was slipping away, even if I couldn't yet prove it. One night, when the weight of my suspicions became too heavy, I asked her directly. She rolled her eyes, chuckled, and said, "Relax. It's just a silly crush. You're overreacting." Her words hit harder than I expected, not because of the so-called crush, but because she treated my pain like a joke. I sat there in silence, stunned that the person I loved could dismiss me so easily. For days, I tried convincing myself she was right. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I was insecure. But then I noticed how quickly she flipped her phone face down whenever I entered the room, how her cheeks flushed when his name appeared on the screen. I caught her humming songs I knew he liked. It wasn't Harmless. I could feel her drifting further away, and no matter how hard I reached for her, I was the only one holding on. One evening, I confronted her again. My voice shook, but I forced myself to stay calm. "Do you realize what this is doing to us?" I asked. She let out a long sigh, as if I was exhausting her. "You're blowing this out of proportion," she said coldly. Her indifference crushed me more than any confession could have. That night, I lay awake beside her, staring at the ceiling while she slept soundly, her phone tucked under her pillow like a secret I wasn't allowed to touch. My chest ached as I thought about the vows we had exchanged, the promises that were supposed to keep us safe from this very kind of betrayal. The next morning, I stopped pleading. I quietly began gathering proof, not because I wanted revenge, but because I needed clarity. I searched through the hidden folders, late-night messages, and photos she thought were buried. The evidence told the truth my heart already knew. It wasn't just a crush. She was emotionally invested in him. When I finally showed her what I had discovered, her face drained of color. She stumbled through excuses, swearing it wasn't serious, that she never meant to hurt me. But her words were flimsy, and my patience was gone. "You don't get to decide what's serious when it comes to my heart," I said, my voice breaking. "You don't get to dismiss me and expect me to stay silent." She broke down crying, reaching for me, but her tears couldn't erase the months of lies. Something inside me shifted that night. Love, once so strong, began to give way to something else, self-respect. Her family soon called me, asking why she was at their house sobbing uncontrollably. I told them the truth, every detail. At first, they tried to shield her, saying I was overreacting, but when I forwarded the screenshots, the tone in their voices changed. They admitted she was wrong but begged me to forgive her, to give her another chance. I listened, but inside I already knew, I couldn't keep fighting alone. The days blurred into weeks. She bombarded me with messages, apologies, promises to cut him off, late-night pleas that she couldn't live without me. Each time I read them, I remembered the night she had laughed in my face, the casual way she had called it, just a crush. That memory cut deeper than any betrayal because it showed me exactly how little my pain meant to her. I started focusing on myself. I poured my energy into work, reconnected with old friends, and took long walks in silence, rediscovering the parts of me I had buried while protecting a marriage that wasn't being protected in return. For the first time in years, I felt a strange sense of peace. But peace didn't mean it didn't hurt. Some nights I still cried, staring at the empty side of the bed. Some mornings I reached for her before remembering she wasn't there anymore. Heartbreak is cruel. It comes in waves, and some hit harder than others. But each wave also taught me how to stand again. Finally, we sat across from each other one last time. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her hands trembling as she tried to reach for mine. "Please," she whispered, "I can change. Don't give up on us." I took a deep breath and said, "Love isn't about brushing off each other's pain. It's about protecting each other from it. You chose him, even if you called it a crush. And in choosing him, you lost me." She begged, pleaded, promised the world, but my heart had already made its decision. I filed for divorce soon after. It wasn't a fiery end, no screaming, no slammed doors, just quiet papers signed with the weight of years of broken trust. Months later, I heard from friends that the man she risked everything for had moved on quickly, leaving her behind. She was alone, realizing too late that she had traded a lifelong commitment for a fleeting infatuation. As for me, I had closed that chapter. I carried my dignity with me, and whenever her words came back to haunt me, "It's just a harmless crush," I no longer felt anger. I felt gratitude. Because the moment she dismissed my heart, she unknowingly gave me the freedom to finally protect it.